my wife has told me that I've been using my phone too much. This is not the first time she said this to me. She's actually said this multiple times throughout our relationship. And to be completely honest, I don't know what that means. Not in the sense that I don't understand the wording. It's just, I don't really know what it means to be on your phone too much. My typical usage on my phone seems to be around in the average duration of a typical millennial in Canada, which is around 4 hours. I just use it for its main functions, like use the map to get to anywhere, music, watching movies, YouTube videos, TV shows, and obviously social media. But to be perfectly fair with what my wife said, over the years of daily phone usage, it was inevitable to develop some habits, whether that be good habits or bad habits. So when I actually use my phone, I really don't like it when I see a bunch of notifications on like my home screen like this, like the little numbers on top of the app icons, and it's really annoying when I see them on my phone. So every time I see these numbers kind of pop up, I have the urge of clearing them as soon as possible because it's just an eyesore for me. And sometimes opening the app doesn't make the numbers go away, so I have to open up the app, figure it out for a minute or two just to get rid of the notification. And most of the time, the notifications would be from social media, and when I open up social media apps like Instagram or Facebook, I eventually find myself doom scrolling, even though I tell myself that I'm just checking notifications. And I also have this little FOMO feeling that if I turn off my notifications, what if someone's trying to get a hold of me or something, or there's something really interesting that someone has just shared to me. So like over the years of social media use, phone use, I sort of became magnetized to the sound of notifications going off from my phone. So, I mean, you could say, hey, why not just mute your phone? I done that, and it's just that itch, that urge that I need to scratch and just grab that phone and clear that notification. By the way, I'm actually on my way to the library right now to pick up something, so if we don't get going now, it might start to rain, and that's not gonna be fun. So let's get going. These habits that I have, my wife said she doesn't mind them as long as I do them at the right times. I had no idea what that meant. But all of that kind of changed on a September afternoon after coming home from work. On the commute home, it was the afternoon rush hour. There were no seats on the train. I had to stand up the whole way. And all I could think at that time was, I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to just go and sit on my beanbag chair and just relax, put my feet up and not worry about anything and just let my guard down. I kicked off my shoes, didn't bother changing my clothes. I just walked straight to my beanbag chair, sat down, and put my feet up. Finally, I can relax. I just melted on that beanbag chair, pulled out my phone, and was just scrolling away. A few moments later, I feel this scraping sensation from my shoulder. It wasn't painful or anything, so I thought maybe it was just sore from holding the railing on the train for a full 30 minutes, or maybe it was the weight of my backpack. So I just ignored it, and 2 seconds later, there it is again, scraping sensation on my shoulder. I decided to have a look. I turned my head around and noticed that I was completely wrong. Milo is our 3.5-year-old mini Labradoodle. He was just sitting there so patiently, his big brown round eyes just looking at me. And right at the base of his paws, he had his ball, his blue ball. That was his favorite. And it was just right by his paws that was just begging to be thrown. So I thought, maybe he just wants me to throw the ball, because obviously he brought it here with him. So I grabbed the ball, chucked it towards the kitchen floor. By instinct, Milo makes a dash for it. When he dashed for the ball, I go back on my phone and continue my scrolling. 5 seconds later, he comes back sitting there and tapping me on the shoulder. Maybe he wants his ball thrown again. So I look over and realize the ball wasn't there. The ball was still at the kitchen floor. He ran for it, but once he got there, he went back, left the ball where it was, and just sat there. And at that moment, that's when I realized what my wife really meant. It means not being present with the people you love, not being present with the space around you, and just letting time fly by unconsciously as opposed to living it consciously. The irony is that Milo has been waiting for the whole day for either my wife or myself to come home. While here I am, sitting on my beanbag chair, scrolling as a reward to myself after an afternoon commute in the rush hour. When Milo gets bored, he seeks attention from myself or my wife. But when I get bored, when I'm not doing anything, I default to using my phone. Even though I have someone who I can interact with around me, I was unconsciously choosing my phone over interacting with Milo or building my relationship with my wife. And after that moment that Milo and I had, I figured, why not redirect that energy towards something else that doesn't involve my phone? And actually, that's the reason why I went to the library today. For the past few months now, I picked up a new hobby, which is reading. Since September, I've been trying to eliminate phone usage as much as possible. And during times that I would want to reach for my phone, I would grab a book instead. So instead of giving myself that opportunity to fail, I just eliminate it altogether and just focus on this new hobby, this new thing that can help me break these old habits for a better one that would be more beneficial for me and for those who I love around me. And yeah, this is the book I borrowed from the library, Atomic Habits. Thank you so much for listening to that story, and if that resonated with you, Really appreciate it if you give the video a like or a share. And thank you so much for sticking along. Cheers.